Remember Me by Elope to the Sea on AO3. Episode 9, Chapter 7, A Battle Against a True Hero. Todoroki, what the hell? Kaminari yelled. The slap to his face had hurt, but he couldn't blame Kaminari for it. You could have stopped him! He yelled once again. And no, Todoroki was sure he wouldn't be able to stop him. This was Izuku. Calculating, mind player Izuku, the one who could defeat him without a quirk. Delay their escape? Probably. Stop him? Todoroki wondered if there was anyone at all who could stop him. Stop defending him! Kaminari glared at him as he said so. He killed Yamomo! Critical condition. Todoroki clarified. He didn't want to think that Izuku really did kill her. There is no human way she'll make it, Kaminari said. And if you had stopped him, at least the fucker who did it would be behind bars. There must be a mistake. Todoroki tried again. I don't think he... You saw him come out of that place holding her body like a rag doll, just like I did, Kaminari said, letting out a deep breath. You were the one who said you trusted the guy. I do, Todoroki said, too confused over what had happened. He's not a bad guy. He's a villain! No, he's not! Todoroki himself felt taken aback by the volume of his voice. Kaminari seemed even more surprised. His fists were clenched, and he glared at him. Pick a side, Kaminari said, his tone dripping with tension. Are you a hero or a villain? Todoroki stopped himself. What was he? I'm a hero. Then don't hesitate to act like one. Kaminari turned around to see Mina, sitting on the bench next to Yaozu's hospital door. She was trembling, eyes fixed on the floor, biting her lips, holding back sobs. We'll go get Bakugo. Todoroki jerked up to see Kaminari. The only reason I'm telling you this, Kaminari said, is because despite everything, that guy Deku trusts you for some weird reason. I feel like he would let you get near, and this is the last chance you have, Todoroki. We need to stop him. Todoroki could only nod. The teachers won't be easy to evade this time, Kaminari said. They're on guard. We might be able to do something. While leaving at night. It's really you, Bakugo said, stepping closer to Izuku as they entered the old arcade. Are you real? Of course I'm real, Kachan. Izuku beamed, walking closer to Bakugo. I missed you so much. But you were... He tried to say. What? Dead? Izuku finished, humming slightly, and intertwining their hands. They felt so real, and Izuku felt like crying. Kachan was real, and he was right there. That's what the heroes said. Yeah. Bakugo stared at Izuku's eyes, his hands tightening around Izuku's. But you're here. I'm here, Izuku said, a wide smile spreading to his face. I was always here, Kachan. With this, Bakugo looked up. He was face to face with the youngest and deadliest of villains, the hero lovers, Uraraka and Ingenium. They were sitting on a couch, muffling some chips. Uraraka still wearing her tank top and shorts, so characteristic of her, and Ingenium the plastic fake of what used to be the hero suit. What the hell is going on? Bakugo asked. Oh, these are my friends, Izuku explained, turning to both villains. Say hi, guys. Hi, Uraraka said without looking up from her chips. Greetings, Ingenium said, raising his hand in acknowledgement. You will love it here. I know it's not much, but you'll see, we have a lot of things to catch up to. I heard you made friends in UA. Are they nice? They must be. Izuku kept talking, rambling here and there about heroes and his classmates. Meanwhile, Bakugo wasn't sure he wanted this moment to end. Some days, he would dream of this exact image. Izuku smiling and talking, eager to follow his pace, like the idiot he was. But that was everything they had been. Dreams. Until this day. Just like in his dreams, Izuku was standing in front of him. He reached out his hands and touched his head. His hair was soft and messy. Izuku stopped talking and stared at him. Bakugo didn't want to notice this. Instead, he chose to let his hands fall to the side of his face, stroking his cheeks. They were slightly smaller than they had been. Was he even eating? The idiot! He chuckled and squeezed it. Ah, that hurts, Kachan! Izuku complained, and Bakugo felt the corner of his lip twitch upwards, small tears rolling down as he stared at Izuku. Kachan? You are here. He breathed, and his hands trembled. I thought you were gone. Izuku's eyes softened. Slowly, he closed them, enjoying the feeling of skin against skin. Yes, I'm here, Kachan, Izuku said, his own eyes filling with tears. We'll be together forever now, right? And Tenya, Uraraka murmured, low enough for neither of the two to hear, and Tenya turned his face towards his friend, who had a grim look in his face. They're outside. I guessed that, and Tenya said, letting out a huge sigh. Well, we don't want to worry Midoriya with this, right? Yeah, we don't. Uraraka agreed and stood up from the couch. I'll take care of it. Don't worry. I'll take care of the issue here, and Tenya said, looking briefly towards the pair that was standing in the middle of the arcade. Don't let him try anything even remotely funny, Uraraka said, glaring. If he even dares to touch him, Uraraka. And Tenya interrupted her train of thought. Her eyes fell to meet his friends, and she was glad they were as bloodthirsty as hers. You really think I wouldn't kill him if he hurts him? Leave some to me, she said, hands turned into a fist. A wicked grin spread from one side of her ear to the other. I'll make him beg for me to kill him. With that said, she turned around and walked towards the door. Oh, Ochako, where are you going? Izuku asked, and she stopped mid-track before exiting. She turned her body around and stared all the way Bakugo was reaching for Izuku, like a lost man clinging to a map. Good. She would make sure it stayed that way. She smiled softly at Izuku. I'm going to the convenience store, she said, opening the door. You want anything? I want a chocolate bar, he said. Ochako nodded and left. As soon as she was out, she cursed. Didn't want to come with me, she said to himself, looking beyond the stars. You heroes always take what I love. The rumble of the night made her face reality. She crumbled from the outside of the building until she was the top of the old arcade. She breathed in the intoxicating smell of the wind and night, adrenaline coursing through her veins, and heart beating miles per hour. This is the night, she said to the sky, knowing full well the weight of her words. Deku, this is the day we were dreaming of. Her eyes fell to the ground as she saw the little heroes jumping closer to the building. Uraraka grimaced. A toast to all the heroes. She shouted from the top of her lungs. A laugh escaped her. Cheers! Cheers! This is what I'm talking about. You! A yell from beneath came. She recognized it perfectly. Ah, Pinky! I'm so glad you can make it. After the breakdown you had from your friend's death, I was worried I wouldn't see you again. Uraraka said, her eyes jumping from one side to the other, looking for someone. Kirishima, Kaminari, a pleasure to see you again. Oh, look who's here. She could have looked away from him. He was the reason why everything had started crumbling down. Shoto Todoroki. She let the name roll from her tongue. It felt with such a heavy dose of venom that Uraraka felt like she was a snake. She glared, but a sarcastic smile was present on her face. Congratulations! He didn't answer, but she could feel him flinch. You chose the easy road. You chose to hurt him, she said. Pinkie was boiling in anger, and with the force she could muster, she threw acid at her. Kaminari tried to scold her, but she didn't listen. Uraraka didn't move and let it burn her. Despite the fact that it hurt, it was little compared to the rage inside of her. She continued. You hurt him like you have no idea. He trusted you, Todoroki. He trusted you now and forever, and if you do this right now, all you would do is hurt him. He killed Momo, Todoroki, Kaminari shouted by his side. Thanks to us, it was her, and not Bakugo. Uraraka yelled back at them. Think about it. If you had let heroes take care of it, your dear Bakugo would be dead. Shut up, Kaminari shouted. Villains would have killed him, Ochako shouted, her eyes threatening to begin to cry. We did what you asked. We saved your friend, and you treat us like we're monsters. You killed her, Kaminari shouted again. And? Ochako shouted, giving a step forward. Her eyes were stone cold. You were the ones who were ready to give everything to save him. All of you were pieces of chess to win the game. That's how the world works, idiots. You win or you lose. That's the world of heroes. We can't talk to her, Kaminari said, this time towards Todoroki. She's too lost in her own mind. We need to get you inside, remember? Don't mess this up. That guy is not your ally. Todoroki nodded, but felt incredibly guilty as he said so. He still couldn't picture Izuku being the villain everyone was telling him he was. If you don't go away now, Ochako shouted from the top of the building, I'll fight you, little heroes. So be it, Kaminari answered, and turned towards everyone else. Follow the plan. It's so depressing that this is how you want to play. Ochako sighed and looked to the stars. Izuku, I'm sorry. She heard the sound of a ticking clock and closed her eyes. The building exploded. The heroes obviously had moved before the building was torn down. Without flinching the slightest, Ochako jumped from one of the giant rocks of concrete to the other. She reached the biggest one and made it float. I wonder if they're still alive, she said to herself. Most likely Pinkie wouldn't make it. So sad. The other side of the arcade was still intact. That's where Izuku and Iida were. It was Ingenium's job to protect Izuku, while Ochako thrust herself into danger, and she knew he would rather die than fail the mission. From the broken pieces of the building, a figure stepped out. Kirishima, with his hard exterior being used as protection. Todoroki used the ice as a shelter, and Pinkie melted the rocks that fell under her. At the last thing, she hummed. So she isn't as damaged as we thought. Uraraka smiled as the fun was starting. Listen to me, little heroes, she said, taking a knife from her pocket. It was a cute pink one that Izuku had gifted her, in case she was in a hunch. A flash of memory came to her, and nostalgia made her smile. Heroes are heroes because they make choices, so you better be prepared to make your own. Ochako! The voice of Izuku came to her mind. It was cheerful and happy, full of hope and life. A single tear dropped from her cheek. She jumped from the top of the rock towards the nearest one and released. It was too quick for her to melt it completely, and her scream gave indication she at least broke a few bones. That's payback, Ochako said, dropping the knife, in the perfect angle she knew. 33 degrees, Izuku said to her in memory. As soon as it landed, it cut through her thigh. Don't you dare throw acid at me again, Pinkie. Ochako spat and began jumping again, from rock to rock, making each land as she moved. It kept the boys entertained while she got close enough to Mina to take her knife back. You're a monster! Mina screamed as Ochako took the knife out of her thigh. Well, I care so little about it, she said in a monotone voice, as she stared at Mina's frightened state. She was broken. Everything she was doing was in a moment to stay alive. Why had they brought her here? Look, darling, Ochako said, feeling pity towards Mina. I'm fighting those three over there. You can choose to leave or attack me. You pick. You, she said, her voice trembling and scared. She was in no way possible to keep battling. You killed Momo. And I'll kill you too, if you don't run, Ochako said, narrowing her eyes. She thrusted the knife in Mina's arm, and she shrieked. Okay, so, Izuku and Katsuki reunion is really cute and sweet. Todoroki. I'm not gonna do long notes. I did a really, really long note yesterday. But Todoroki, what the fuck were you thinking? Okay. First of all, Todoroki, what the fuck? Second of all, Todoroki, what the fuck? Third of all, Todoroki, what the fuck? Fifth of all, Todoroki, what the fuck? What the fuck? Actually, hold up. My cat wants me to open the door. Here, I'm opening the door. What? You made me open the door for nothing. Okay, anyways, as I was saying, Todoroki, I need you to side with Izuku because gay, okay? Look, fuck morality, gay. Be gay, do crime. Anyways, as always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.